How's going? Welcome to Loop Learnings. This is video number 19 and we are making school management system. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Loop Learnings, and if you're returning, welcome back. In this video we will continue to make the forms, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to make the fee collection form. And you can see this is a form created, and if you are following along and if you have made this application by following along, then I would suggest and recommend to do some changes. As you can see, there is a new field added here, total due. I believe in the original database schema this field was not there, and talking about database schema, I would like you to have a look at the fee collection table as well. So I would encourage you that you do the changes according to what you are looking at on my screen. So this is very important that you do that. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention before I start the video. Right, so what we are going to do in this video, well, first of all, we want to fetch the information from the query that I made for based on the fee collection table, and I want to bring that information onto this list box, because anything that has a new status in the fee collection table, I want that to populate it here. So in through which, you know, administrators of the schools or universities or wherever this application is going to be used will be able to collect the fee from individual student for a particular month and a year. So that's the idea. Also, while doing that, I want to look at the previous balance, because sometimes this happens, right? There is a existing balance for a student for the previous months, so we want to look at that as well. So if there is any previous balance, we want to get that information and get populated and accounted here as well. So these are all we are going to achieve using the VBA. So let's get started. First of all, let's bring the information from fee collection query onto this list box, so we have some visibility of the information. So what's the query look like? You can see that here, fee collection queue, that's the query. It has 2 records and both the status is new, so we want all the records with the status new. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So I'll select the form by clicking on the corner. I'll go to the onload event and I already have some preloaded code already here in the row source. What I need to define with the select statement of SQL, saying select asterisk means select everything from where? From this query. So just to avoid any error, I'm going to it's already open. So just to avoid any error, I do this, I copy the name and I paste in here. So select everything from fee collection where, remember, I want to fetch the information only that has a status new. Okay, where clause, where status equals new. All right, there you go. Now let's look at what are the fields that are important to us, and we need to have those fields onto our forms. So clearly, collection ID, student ID, type, reference number, so all these we want to have stored in there, so we can double click and we can fetch that information on to the text boxes. So fee collection, here we go, and in here we say what we want: collection ID, yes, and we want student ID, we want student name, we want type, roll number, type, reference number, So we want all of that, right? So what we will do, we will start typing here. What do we need? How many columns do we need? So for example, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So total 16 columns. So we'll type here 16. Now we will define the width of each column. So basically the column which we don't want to see onto our list box, we will hide it by giving the 0 centimeter width, and the columns that we do want to see, we will give the proper appropriate width according to the type of data. So for example, I do want to have this column student ID and the collection ID, but I don't really want to have it visible here, so I can hide them with 0 centimeter height width. So I'll say 0 centimeter and then 0 centimeter. Oops, not O, it's 0 centimeter. Okay, semicolon. Now I do want to have this information, so we'll have student name, and student name we do want to see, and so we will give a appropriate width, for example 1.5 centimeter, semicolon. We want to have the roll number, so we'll give the 1 centimeter width. Again, remember, we can always come back and we can change and modify these widths accordingly. We don't really need father name right now, so we will hide that with 0 centimeter. And then we admission type, let's have a type, it's a admission or it's a regular monthly fee, what type of it is. Reference number we do want, so let's have 0.5 centimeter, that would be enough. Not VM, it's CM. Okay, then year, month name we do want, so let's give 0.5 centimeter width to both. Previous balance, in here right now we do want it, but let's have it 0 centimeter. We'll hide it. Fee due, we want it, so let's say 0.5 centimeter. And total due, definitely we want it, so let's say 0.5 centimeter. And then fee collected, we don't really want, so we'll have 0 centimeter. Okay, balance we don't really want, so we'll have 0 centimeter as well. Okay, and the status we do want, so we'll have 0.5 centimeter, but the status date we don't want, so we'll have 0 centimeter. I hope you got the idea. And here we go. Let's run our form. In the form view, let's hope that we get the information populated. So form view we do get, but it's all scrambled. So as I said, we can always come back and we can give a appropriate width to all of our columns. So you can see clearly this is not very user friendly, so we go back to design view and we change the widths from here. Alright, now we have set the width of all the columns, so that should work. Let's go to form view now and let's look at the data. There you go, that's the data. And now next we need to build a functionality where if I double click, that information should populate it here. But along with that, remember I spoke about the previous balance, so we need to have a little bit of additional code in order to bring the previous balance information in here. So we will use Recordsets as well, but first let me start with by clicking on this list box, and we'll go to the event tab and we will choose the on double click event ... and here we are. Okay, now first of all, what I would like to do is write a code to bring all the existing information from this list box onto this forms text box. So we'll say, let's say me dot collection ID dot value equals me dot list dot column 0. So rather than I keep typing, I'll just copy and paste a couple of times to just save our time a little bit. Then we want student ID information to be populated, not status. That would be later. Right now student ID. Then we'll have type reference number. Okay, type. All right, we'll have reference number. All right, we'll have academic year, AY, and AM, which is academic month, AY, AM. Okay, then we'll have priv balance, fee due. We'll have priv balance, fee due. We'll have total due. Okay, total due. We'll have fee collected, and then we'll have balance. All right, balance, and then we'll paste 2 or 3 more, and then we'll have status, and we'll have status date. Okay, so that is what we need. Now we have all the collections, so let's go ahead and let's go to form view. Let's double click, and we are getting the information right. Now the next step we have is to get the previous balance. That's very important, right? As I said at the start, we will use Recordsets to get this information of the previous balance. So let's go to the design view, and in here we will use the Recordsets, and if we will go to previous fee balance table, and that is the fee balance table. You can see there is one student with ID number 13. So if we double click on the record for the student ID 13, we should have the previous balance information here. So we'll use Recordsets. We'll use 2 tables, fee collection and fee previous fee balance, and then we will do the coding in a way that when we double click here, first the system will run the code to see in the fee balance table if there is any balance exist for the selected student from the list box. If that's the case, if there is any balance, then whatever is the amount, go to fee collection table and then add it to the respective fee previous balance column. So that's what we are going to do when it comes to the previous balance information. Okay, and that we will achieve by using the Recordsets. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's double click with ... and we go in here and we use the Recordsets. So if we declare dim rs balance as a Recordset, and then we'll say dim rs collection as Recordset. Okay, now we will set both variables. Set rs balance equals current db dot open Recordset parenthesis open double quote, and we'll say fee balance d. By the way, in the next video I will demonstrate it will turn to query, not to the balance. I will show you in the next video, so stay tuned. Okay, db open snapshot, db read only. Okay, so we close the parenthesis. Now we set another variable which is we'll set rs collection equals current db dot open record set parenthesis open double quote, and this time we will refer to fee collection t, and we are not going to read the information, so we are going to in fact edit the information in this column. So we'll use that as db open dyna set. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Now next is we will edit the rs collection table. So we'll say rs collection dot edit, and then we'll say rs collection dot update, and then we'll say rs collection dot close. Always make sure that you close the table that you are going to open using the record set. That's very important. Anyway, now we have opened this table in the background, and now we are asking access. Okay, now let's go ahead and check in this fee balance table if there is any balance exists for this student ID which we have double clicked on from the list box. So that's what it will do. So we'll say if rs balance. Also, before we do that, we need to do one more thing. Remember, we need to search in this table. So that's why we come here and we say, this is very important, please do not forget this. I almost forgot. So rs balance dot find first. So what do we find? We find the student ID equals, okay, yeah, equals ampersand me dot list dot column 0. Okay, I'll explain what is that. rs collection dot find first, and what do we find? We find the same thing, student ID. I'll explain in a bit, don't be confused. Me dot list dot column 0. Okay, now what I'm doing is, remember, as I said, this table may have multiple students, so we don't want to randomly pick the information, right? And we don't want to randomly update this table as well. So therefore we find the same student that we have selected from this list box. Okay, now this student ID in the fee balance table and the fee collection table, both tables have this unique information called student ID, and the same information exists in this list box as well. Now it's not in the column 0, it's in column 1. How do I know? Well, if you remember, we just referred to this fee collection query, because from this query we brought the information onto this list box. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. I hope I'm not making it complicated. So fee collection query has column 1 as a student ID. Okay, so instead of 0, we'll give column 1 as a student ID. So basically what we are saying, I come back to this and say, the moment I double click on any record from this list box, what it does, it takes the student ID and it search in these two tables, and if it matches, great, voila, then it should work, it should bring the information. Now we can say if rs balance, okay, exclamation mark, the balance, okay, if this exists, right, then if the balance equals, no, sorry, here I'm getting a little bit lost here because of the lots of explanation I did. So what I'm saying is RS balance, RS collection, right? We found in both. Now what we do is we say if we found any record, right? If RS balance dot no match equals false, then else and if. Okay, so if we did find something in the fee balance table, then do one thing: whatever amount is in the fee balance, in the balance column of the fee balance table, take that amount and take it to fee collection table for previous balance amount. So that's what we are going to do. So we'll say RS collection exclamation mark prev balance equals RS balance exclamation mark balance. So there's a lot of previous and balance, right? So I hope you're not getting confused like me as well while writing this code. So what I'm doing is, if we found a record in balance table, we take the amount under the balance column, we transfer that to the previous balance column under the fee collection table. That's what we are doing. Else we're saying if there is no fee balance, then populate 0. That's it. That should work. Now let's go ahead and verify that whether this is working or not. Hope it does. Right, so at the moment, if we will go to the fee collection table, both are 0. Now let's go and let's double click on the fee collection. Alright, fingers crossed. Let's double click and it is 0 for sure, because for the student 3 there is no balance, so it is working right now. Let's double click here and you can see here previous balance 325, total fee due for normal admission is 2320, but total due would be 2320 plus 325, and then the balance will become 2645. That's it. That is working for sure, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this particular video, that it is working. Okay, now just to verify, let's go to the table, fee collection table, and here we go. This is working as well. Okay, for student 13, $325. If let's say just to have a little bit of fun, we can have collection ID 6, right? Let's say 6, and student ID 3. Let's say 600 is a balance. This by the way, I'm just testing it, that's why I'm putting in manually, but otherwise it will not be manual information feed it in here, right? So if I go to the fee, okay, now if I double click on student 3, I should get 600 something as a previous balance, and there you go. 600 fee due 2320 plus 600 2920 is the new due amount. Right, this definitely is working. Okay, so you can see tables are also updated. Anyway, so next video is the most important when it comes to the fee collection, so please do watch that. And if you are watching still until now, thank you so much. I hope that you have learned something, and the best way to learn is to implement whatever you watch. So please go ahead and implement whatever you have watched, and if you liked whatever you have seen, please make sure that you like this video, tell me in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Hit the bell icon so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.